We are going to start up here with Cousin Dan. Fridays, man, which is everybody's favorite segment on this show. Is we're gonna bring Dan in. Cuzzo, how are you feeling?
What up, cuz? What's going on?
What is going on, brother?
Dan looks like he wants to swing on me right now.
Nah, you good.
What?
You good.
You talking about?
He's so disappointed.
He said love and love.
I'm just hurt.
Before we get to the actual, game picking, Dan, what were some of your thoughts from this past weekend that we just watched of football? What were some observations you have from there?
Man, Cowboys hurt me, bro.
That's your man. That's your man.
That's
your boy.
Man.
That motherfucker Dak. I mean, you know what? I mean, Dak was bad, but it's just like the defense just said, fuck it. Like, they didn't even, try.
Oh, they saw
like, Dan Quinn was just up there with fucking senioritis or something, bro. Like, I was like, damn. Like, so the Cowboys, that hurt me, but I can't lie. Seeing Jordan Love be elite, that warmed my heart because I got a lot of ops on the Bears side of things. So
I bet it did.
I couldn't really hate, you know what I'm saying? So I fucked with seeing Jordan Love go crazy, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, I the Texans shocked me. I didn't think that they were ready to do that. I mean, I think they're gonna get clapped soon enough, but the Texans surprised me. I mean, I knew Mahomes and crew was gonna take care of business, and the Eagles. I told y'all. I said on this show, I think the Bucs were gonna win, and I don't think it's gonna be close. Like, them motherfuckers got some problems, bro. Like, I don't know what happened, but they just stopped playing football after 11 games. It's kind of weird. So the Eagles got a lot of questions going into the fucking offseason. Like, I believe in Jalen Hurts, but I don't know, bro. Like, homie might have to come to Jesus. Buffalo, we ain't really got to talk about. I think we all expected them to clap Pittsburgh. And like I said, I never believed in the Dolphins, so I don't really have to harp on that.
Let's just get right into the schedule, man. So we got the first day. We got 4 games this week, and I always get depressed when we get the divisional weekend because that means you only got 3 more weeks of football left. So that I'm really disheartened about that. But we got 4 games this week. We're gonna start off with the Saturday schedule. First game of the afternoon will be Texans and Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium over there in Baltimore. We had the homie Rita on Monday. We kind of previewed that game a little bit, and she gave her takes. It looks like it's going to be a snow game tomorrow, which should be interesting. This is an important game. I feel like obviously I don't want to say that the Texans have nothing to lose because there's a shot to the AFC Championship game, and I don't care how bright their future is. You never know how many of these opportunities gonna come. That's just how the NFL happens. I mean, Dan Marino went to the Super Bowl and he never got close to that shit again. So you never know how many times these opportunities are gonna come. So I don't want to say there's nothing on the line for them, but I do feel like they're kind of playing with house money. Everything is on the line for the Ravens. This is their year, and I'm gonna say this about the Bills later too, but this is their year. With Mahomes being as vulnerable as Mahomes can be in this situation, you don't have a Joe Burrow to worry about. This is your best time. You have the home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs, and it looks like Lamar's going to win his second MVP. I won't say it's now or never, but it's time for him to win. He's 0-2 in the playoffs, and he needs to go out there and to shut a lot of the critics up. Shut me up. You know what I'm saying? I've said I got to see him win the playoffs. Shut Dan up. He calls you Kodak Jack. Shut anybody else up who may have things to say about him and go out there and win the game. You don't want to go in there and have a couple weeks off, which I'm concerned about, and let a rookie come in there and beat you in your house. A rookie head coach beat you in your house and go on to the next round, have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. So having said all of that and all the things that I feel is going on, I do think Baltimore is going to win, and I think Baltimore is going to win by multiple touchdowns. I think you're going to finally see C.J. Stroud struggle. I think this is the perfect defense to go against C.J. Stroud, and I think this team in general knows it's just their time. And Lamar Jackson is a better player than he was 4 years ago, the last time he was in the playoffs, and I feel like this is the particular time to get it. So I'm going to go with the Texans by 14 points in this one. Dan, where you see this game and who you got?
Wait. You said the Texans or the Ravens?
I mean, my bad, the Ravens. My bad.
Okay,
Thank you, Courtney, for correcting me. I got the Ravens. Yeah.
So I don't. It's like you said, man. Like I think the Ravens should win, even though I don't ultimately believe in the Ravens or Lamar Jackson. That's just me. I think Lamar has to show us. Like, first of all, let me take a step back. I think he should be thanking his lucky stars that the Browns aren't the team that he has to play.
Yeah. Never want to play a division rival 3 times.
Right. So, I mean, there's that part. I don't think Stroud is going to struggle against the Ravens. I think the Browns actually have a better defense. They just didn't really have a quarterback. But I think C.J. Stroud is actually, he's going to be his usual self, 3-4 touchdowns. I don't see him struggling this game. I'm going to pick the Ravens only because they're supposed to win this. And they really have no fucking choice. But I kind of disagree with you there. I feel like the Texans no one expected this. They don't really actually have weapons out wide or in the backfield that are like substantial threats, and they're still doing what they're doing. So, but I'm picking the Ravens by, let's say, a touchdown.
All right. Courtney, what you got on this game?
Yeah, I mean, like you said earlier, the Texans really are playing with house money. That is not to discredit the incredible season that they've had by any means. And in my opinion, I do think that the sky is kind of the limit for them, especially the luck that they've had this season. Without Tank Dell, that was huge. They had no CJ Stroud for a couple of games and still managed to win the division. I still like the Ravens by, I'd say, probably 14 points, a minimum. No, Marlon Humphrey was not great for the Ravens, but I still think CJ Stroud struggles, throws maybe, I'd say, two picks, and the Ravens win by 14.
All right, so you on my side, Dante. How you see this one?
I think 14 is extremely aggressive. I hear y'all, but I think that's aggressive. Like,
they said it's going to be windy and rainy or snowy. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, but my boy did this thing at Ohio State, so CJ Stroud ain't the one I'm worried about playing in the elements. I do think that'll slow the game down a little bit, but this is a perfect clash of styles. You got the Ravens, who played the best zone in the league all season, and you have CJ, who was one of the best quarterbacks against the zone all season. So seeing them really go against each other, I have the Ravens, but I think the Ravens are going to win by probably a Justin Tucker field goal. Like, I don't think it's going to be a game where they really just kick their ass. I think the Texans are real. They legit. They're well coached. They're well disciplined team. And I know we talk about they don't have a lot of weapons, but that's one of the good things about, having coaches that know what they're doing, because they scheme guys open when you watch them play. Like CJ is throwing the guys, in space, getting them in space, making the anticipatory throws that everybody talks about. I know that's the new buzzword for quarterbacks, but he's been doing it all season. So I think he'll keep doing that. But this Ravens defense combined with Lamar Jackson, like I said, I got the Ravens by a Justin Tucker field goal.
And that would be interesting to see Justin Tucker, because he has not been lights out this year either. So, and especially in those elements, that would bring a little bit of intrigue to it. Bang's in the bathroom break right now. But he did say in the chat that he's going Ravens. So we're going to move on to the next game. This one, Packers-Niners, which is the most played playoff game in NFL history. These two have met the most. They met over 10 times now. And this is something that the Niners have had the Packers number the last couple of years. They've had the Packers number at Levi. They've had the Packers number at Lambeau Field. This to me is an interesting game. All Packer hate aside, the Packers can win this fucking game. No, they would not surprise me if they win this fucking game. There's another team playing with house money. You got a guy in Jordan Love, who's playing very well, dominating. You got the Packers. This was supposed to be a retool year. I hate the word rebuild, because to me, rebuilds only matter in the NFL, in the NBA, and in Major League Baseball. I feel like it's retools. I mean, I think the Texans are a prime example of that. This is a retool year for them, and here they are with a chance to go to the NFC Championship game. And the thing that scares me about the Niners is the same thing that scares me about the Ravens. These niggas have been off for 3 weeks. And the bye week to me is the gift and the curse. And you got a team with the Packers been in the playoffs for the last month and a half, and they're coming in there feeling good. Matt LaFleur has, experience against this team. And like you just said, Dante, What you gonna do, Brock Purdy? Like this is your time. Everybody is saying that you can't do this, you can't do that. All the guys who Cam Newton called game managers are out of the fucking playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You might be the next one to add to the fucking list. And if you look at everybody else in the NFC, the Cowboys was the team people will talk about you might have to go against. The Eagles, everybody wanted to see that Eagles Cowboys rematch. Eagles Niners rematch. Them niggas are out the playoffs. So this is your conference to lose right now. You're at home. You have to get it done. And if you don't, there's going to be a lot of question marks there. And we all know as great as Kyle Shanahan is, he be doing some dumb shit when the money's on the line. Having said all of that, I'm going to go San Francisco 49ers, but I do think this is going to be a close game. I'm going to go with the Niners by a touchdown in this one because I believe in their defense more than I believe in the Green Bay Packers defense. But I do think that Jordan Love has a good game on Saturday. Bang, you're back. You said you had the Ravens. Can you give us a quick explanation why you got the Ravens and how you feel about this Niners Packers game?
Because that defense, simple as that. And as far as this 49ers game, I don't think this game is going to be close. I think that the 49ers are going to come out there and make a statement. I have the 49ers by at least 17.
Okay. Dan, what you feel about this one?
Yeah. So it's one of them games where it's like Bang said, the 49ers should wash the Packers, but we said that about the Cowboys too. So, for me, I think Brock Purdy's unproven. I think the Packers are just like not giving a fuck and just having fun out there. You can tell, like there is no pressure really. So, for our purposes, I'm going to pick the Packers.
For our purposes, I respect it.
Just because I know that would like crush the soul of a lot of people in Cook County. So I'm gonna take the Packers by like, I don't know, a touchdown just for shits and giggles. However, if they, this is a game that they should die in. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
I respect that. Courtney, how you got this one rolling?
Yeah, this is one of those games that for me, I think is also going to be, I guess not a blowout, but I got the Niners by 14. I don't think that the Packers are going to be able to contain Christian McCaffrey, and I think he's going to give us at least 2 touchdowns on the ground. So I'll say Niners by 14 as well. But good luck to the Packers.
So you're going to say there's going to be a chance of me tweeting the Stone Cold, that's how a white man runs the football. We're going to get a couple of them during this game. Dante, how you got this one rolling, man?
Man. I can't say it. I got the 49ers.
I can't say it.
I thought about it because like they was playing well. They've been playing well, and Buddy is everything that we didn't want him to be. But I think Jordan Love plays well. But I got the Niners by a touchdown. I don't think they're gonna blow them out. I do think it'll be one of those games where the Niners will be up by like 7 or 10 the whole time, and the Packers will like make it a game. But the Niners will be in control start to finish. I got the Niners.
All right. Let's go on to the Sunday games, man. Sunday got another doubleheader. We're going to start off with another NFC North team. The Detroit Lions, we host another playoff game coming off a big win, their first playoff win in 30 years last week over the Los Angeles Rams. They will be hosting the NFC South champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Baker Mayfield. This, man, is going to be a very good game. Really, all 4 of these games, I think, just have great storylines, great intrigue, and I feel really could go either way. On the way Baker Mayfield is playing, I feel like Baker Mayfield has finally found a home. I do think we saw some flashes of him starting to put it together when he was in Carolina, and I don't think that Cleveland should have let go of him to fucking begin with, honestly, but he's really actually become what a lot of people thought he would become. Now, he's not great. I'm not going to act like Baker Mayfield is great, or he's like, really, he's a good quarterback, but you can win with good quarterbacks. He had 3 touchdowns on Monday. Probably could have had 1 or 2 more if a couple receivers didn't drop passes, but he's been really good. That defense has been playing well. Mike Evans is reminding everybody why he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And Detroit's been playing well too. Jared Goff and has been showing people that Detroit did not make a mistake by bringing him there. The running game has been great. Amon-Ra St. Brown, and this defense, which was not the best towards the end of the season, was really good last week, and I think that's something that's going to come into play here as well. I can see this one going either way, but I do think the dream season of the Detroit Lions continues, and I think they're going to win this game, and we're going to continue to get further and further away from Bang having any credibility of saying nobody gives a fuck about the Detroit Lions, because they're going to be one win away from the fucking Super Bowl. Bang, what you feel about it? As I can see your face, what you feel about this matchup?
Don't nobody give a fuck about the Detroit Lions, but Detroit. And I'm standing on that. All right. But before I give my prediction, you know why you're going to change your mind, Scott, about Justin Fields and Caleb Williams?
Why?
Because you just said that the Cleveland Browns shouldn't have gave up on Baker Mayfield. And who did they give up on Baker Mayfield for? Freaky Sean Watson. And look what's going on. They got Joe Flacco out here that led them into, to the playoffs. They got their ass whipped by the Texans, but he led them to the playoffs. So that's why you're going to change your mind. Tampa Bay Buccaneers by a field goal, y'all. That defense is still spotty at best. So when you put that spotty ass defense with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin over there, they got a great running game with White over there, and Baker Mayfield is playing with house money. Now we're going to see how it is to have the pressure on you. I don't think that the Detroit Lions had pressure on them in their first playoff game last week. I don't think it was too pressurized. They should have won that game, and they still almost lost that game. When that Rams game, they probably should have lost that game. So now you're going against a team that has just enough weapons, but they're going against somebody who's a good defensive coach that could put that defense in the right situations. I have the Detroit Lions losing by a heartbreaking field goal, and Dan Campbell going to be sitting on that field crying his ass off. Amon-Ra, the right St. Brown, going to be mad. He going to throw his helmet on the ground, and David Montgomery ass going to be like, damn, well, maybe next year. I'm used to this shit. Tampa Bay by 3.
Dan, what you think about this matchup? Which way you going, Bucks or Lions?
Okay. Well, I think the Bucks are a feel-good story, but they're not. Like, they've been ass. I'm a little confused as to why everyone thinks it's gonna be like a heavyweight bout or something. I think the Lions take care of these guys rather easily. I mean, they were playing fucking Matt Stafford. Sean McVay and the Rams and Matt Stafford, they know what the fuck to do, bro. So, that's a team that you're going to look out for next year. Sean McVay knows what he's doing, but I still think the NFC South is ass. I don't believe in the Bucks, even though they've been playing well. Baker's proved to us that he can be like Jared Goff, you know what I mean? I can run this offense. We can win with my talent. So, but having said that, I think Detroit, first of all, I think they felt a lot of fucking pressure not winning a playoff game.
Last week was a lot of pressure.
Yeah. I disagree with that. A lot. I think they felt a lot of pressure last week, and I think it's only going to intensify. But I think they're going to take care of business. So I got the Lions by a touchdown.
Courtney, which way you leaning in this one?
Yeah, I'm really with Bang. Don't nobody give a damn about the Lions, but in his defense,
there you go.
Don't nobody give a damn about the Buccaneers either.
This we don't give a fuck, Bo.
Yeah, this particular game is real big. I really don't care energy. I do think that the Lions are going to win. I was trying to decide if I thought that they were going to win by 2 field goals or a touchdown, but I think I'm with you, Dan. I think they win by a touchdown. It's a good run. Listen. I don't know if you saw the clip of Baker Mayfield with the ammonia salts going out of the tunnel onto the field. If they give that man the salts, I'm just saying that anything is possible.
So we saying inside Baker, is a threat to be dealt with. Are we going to see awkward Baker Mayfield dances after this game. I think that's something we need to pay attention to. Dante, what's your take on this one?
I got Detroit by 10. I think they stamped their ticket to the NFC Championship. Again, it's another one. Like, it's a little easier to say this because, like, to JR's point, I really don't care about the Lions, but I understand that, they on their run. It's great. It's dope for my family from the D, but I don't give a fuck. So I can say they're gonna win. I'm cool with it.
This so nobody outside of 313 gives a damn about this bowl. Let's go to the main events. The main event on this is a WWE pay-per-view. This is the one with Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler give you a nice little promo before they get into a little 3-minute promo. Let me just play them little old school rock songs. Them old WWE promos, the reason I knew like certain rock songs. I didn't listen to rock music, but them shits will always be cold. Like this is gonna be like a WrestleMania 17 type promo going in this one. We got Mahomes Allen Part 3. A lot of people, want to call this the new era. Brady, Manning, just because they've met so many times. Of course, you got Burrow has met Mahomes in the AFC Championship game twice. You can also say Burrow's injured this year, so we got to figure out who's the Big Ben on the field in this equation. I want to put on the field. When we're talking about Ben Roethlisberger, who's in that equation? But this one is a massive matchup. This is the first time that Patrick Mahomes will be playing on the road in his playoffs in his career. It's the first time the Kansas City Chiefs have had a playoff game on the road since 2015 when Alex Smith was a coach. Was a quarterback. This is a big game. I've been going back and forth with this all week. Up until like literally before we did this show, an hour and a half ago. Started the show an hour and a half ago. This to me is the same thing what I'm saying about the Ravens, but to a greater extent. If not now, then when? Josh Allen. If not now, then when? Buffalo Bills. And that's just really the Buffalo Bills franchise in general. There's a whole ass 30 for 30 on them niggas losing 4 Super Bowls in a row. I would not be watching sports again if my favorite team lost 4 fucking Super Bowls in a row. So if not now, when? This is the most vulnerable that Patrick Mahomes is ever going to be. Let's be very clear. The general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs is going to put every fucking dollar into getting NFL quality wide receivers next season. So this is the most vulnerable he's going to get. There's a lot of injuries on the defensive side for the Bills. They lost a couple people in that game against the Steelers. Gabe Davis isn't going to be playing, so I'm expecting a lot of Cook, a lot of Stephon Diggs. But, and honestly, I liked how the Chiefs played last week. Granted, I don't think anybody, like you said, then nobody picked the Dolphins. The Dolphins should have fucking not even showed up. Nobody thought the Dolphins were going to win that game. That defense is going to keep it close. Mahomes made throws, and there's something about them in the playoffs where I'm giving Mahomes a Tom Brady, you still got to beat them thing. Having said all of that, I'm going to go with the Bills. Am I confident about it? Absolutely not. There's not a confident bone in me with this pick, but I'm picking it solely because if not now, then when? But in the words of Omar Little, if you come for the king, you bet not miss. And I don't know the name of the linebacker on the team. It was Deion something. He said something that made me scared. When he was like, well, Pat's never been in this position. We have a home field. Last time he was here, it was COVID. He's never been around Bills Mafia. Do not poke the bear. So that has me very worried. But I'm going to go Bills. Courtney, which way are you leaning? I know you're a Josh Allen hater. But
100%. 100%. But I'm also a realist, and I completely agree with you. If the Bills don't win this time, it's never going to happen. And then they really need to sit there and reevaluate their game plan. We had this discussion earlier this year, though, about no matter what the matchup is, we had this conversation, roll the tape. I know you can't do that, but roll the tape. Where you said that until somebody proves that they can actually dethrone the Chiefs, that y'all would always ride with Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs.
I did say that.
Because no matter what, that man shows up. Conditions ain't that different from Kansas City. I think the Chiefs win by a field goal in Buffalo, 24-21.
Shout out. You're right. I did say that. And I don't feel good about this pick. No part of me feels good about this pick whatsoever.
I don't feel good about mine either, for the record. For the record, I'm hitching my wagon to Travis Kelce showing up, and then also a man named Sky Moore. So that's
to
crazy.
me, this is why I don't feel good, because the defense of Kansas City is going to make this close. And we all know, as much as I like Josh Allen, he has a bozo gene like none other. Like, there's going to be some way that he could
Josh
possibly
Allen over half a pick. It's gonna hit. It's gonna hit.
Dan, which way are you leaning? We know you also on team Patrick Mahomes. Which way are you leaning?
I mean, I'm not. Listen, if the Chiefs play like they played last week, I feel like the Chiefs can win comfortably. So the Bills don't have as good of defense as the Chiefs has, in my opinion. I feel like the Chiefs is a top 5 defense, and I feel like if the Chiefs play the game that they played last week, and receivers like Rashee Rice seems to be their new number 1 guy, because all Patrick ever needs is one more receiver outside of Kelce to fucking show up. If that happens, then I feel like the Chiefs can match the. If the Chiefs can do that against the Dolphins, okay, which is a high octane offense, and pretty much shut that shit down. I'm not saying they're gonna shut down Josh Allen or whatever, but I'm just saying that defense gives them a great chance. I think it's gonna be. I think this is the whoever wins this game is going to win the Super Bowl, in my opinion. So that's how much like weight that I have put on this game. So and I understand like Josh Allen is Josh Allen. You know, he's gonna do his bozo shit, but he's super fucking dangerous. But this is a different. We're just not used to seeing Mahomes be more of a like, you know, it's not all on my back. He actually has a defense now. I think they're gonna take care of business in Buffalo. So I got the Chiefs by 3 points. I think it's gonna be a good ass game, but I don't think there's any like the Chiefs have been knocked out in the divisional round before, right? Didn't they lose to
not in the Patrick Mahomes era.
Yeah,
not in the Patrick Mahomes era. They've only lost in the AFC Championship game and in the Super Bowl.
Right, the AFC. I'm sorry. So AFC Championship. They lost. Like what I'm saying is, I don't think there's any pressure for him being in Buffalo. Who was it? Deion Dawkins that said that shit. Like,
yeah, it was Deion Dawkins. That's who it was.
This is a 2-time Super Bowl winner here. So this isn't like, you know, oh my God, like I've never been like motherfucker. Like I've won 2 Super Bowls under pressure. First one I wasn't supposed to win. So I don't think he's going in there like, oh, there'll be questions about like I don't think any of that exists for the Chiefs. So I don't feel like there's much pressure. They're just gonna go out there and just play a good game, I feel like. So I got them by 3.
This is a historical day, by the way. Mark it. It is Friday, January 19th at 5:37 p.m. Central Time. Me and Dan agreed on something.
We just hate the Cowboys. That's the only thing we just agree on.
I will say this. I'm with you, Dan. As far as I don't think there's not one nervous bone in Patrick Mahomes. Like if there's anything, if you saw Quarterback on Netflix, and if you haven't watched it, it's really great. That motherfucker's a psycho. So if there's anything, I feel like this is gonna hype this nigga up. So that's why I'm worried about my pick. Dante, which way you think you got this one going?
I got Buffalo. I think Josh Allen gets it done at home. I think it's going to be a good game. Pat's going to make it a game. He'll bring them back into it and battle back. But at the end of the day, bro, like I said, I don't trust anybody outside of Travis Kelce and Pat on that offense. So they could try to get Pachenko going. Like y'all said, they need one other receiver to come out. And it's easy to say, well, if we just get one person, you know, to step up. But no, I'm going to go with Buffalo. I think Josh Allen keeps it rolling, and they head off to the AFC Championship.
Bang. Take us home, man. Which way you got this one going?
I think Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest to play the game. And I'm not worried about him. As Dan said, they got a top 5 defense. I ain't worried about the defense. But I am worried about them wide receivers in Buffalo. And that's why I'm going with the Buffalo Bills here. I think if they was in Kansas City, I would be picking the Chiefs. But I'm worried about the wide receivers in this pressure situation under the lights in Buffalo. I can't take them. I could take Patrick Mahomes, but I can't take them. I hope I'm wrong. Let me just say this. I hope I'm wrong, because I don't want Josh Allen to get in the NFC Championship game and stick up the joint and basically waste a Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson matchup, which is the matchup that I'm anticipating. That's the matchup I want to see. The Ravens versus the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. That's what I want to see. But I'm worried about the wide receivers in Buffalo. And that's why I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills by 3.
And that's going to conclude our playoff preview. Dan, before we get you out of here, is there anything you want to close with before we get you out of here?
Yeah, man. I want to say to Caleb Williams, stay away from Chicago, bro. Don't fuck with it, man. Don't go ahead and have that conversation that Eli had with the Chargers, bro. Like, don't be generational somewhere. Cliff Kingsbury, I don't know why this motherfucker, Cliff Kingsbury ain't won shit. That should not tempt you to want to come here, bro. Go be generational somewhere, man. That's all I got to say.
As a lifelong Bears fan, I can't argue that. I want to, but I can't. If you know better, you probably shouldn't come in. I definitely agree with that, man. But Dan, let them know they can follow you at, man.
At Dan_Glorious on Twitter.
Definitely, cuz we look forward to talking to you next week. We get ready for Championship Sunday, man.
That paper on this player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna